I got asked a question. The question is, why is it that when you look at the back of a spoon that it looks like you're upside down, and when you look in the inside surface of the spoon, you look right side up? I'm going to try and take a whack at answering that. Well, first of all, before we can do anything else, we need to answer a more basic question, which is, why is it that you can see in mirrors at all? Okay, let's go ahead and say, this is Papa. Well, a little bit of facial hair there. And there's Papa's eyes. Okay, we're going to put Papa in front of a mirror. Now this is going to be a flat mirror. Now, we're going to ask, what is Papa going to be able to see? Well, if the room is dark, can't see anything. So there needs to be light, and there's going to be light bouncing off of Papa. Now, light is going to be bouncing off in all directions, and so some of the light bounces off him is going to hit the mirror. But only some of the mirror, that light is going to bounce back to Papa. Okay, well, let's say light has just hit my eyes, and it's going to bounce straight to the mirror. And when it hits the mirror, since it's hitting straight on, it's going to bounce straight back. And so that light is going to return straight to Papa's eyes. Papa's going to be able to see the light that was scattered from his eyes. Now, some of the light is going to be bouncing in a different direction. Let's go ahead and say that some of the light is bouncing off this way. And this light is going to strike the mirror. You can't see that all that well from here. Okay, some of that light is going to be hitting at an angle. And the way mirrors work is when light hits it at an angle, it's going to bounce off at the same angle but the different direction. So that light is going to be heading down here, and that light is going to hit Papa's toes. Now, I'm not going to be able to see it because I don't have eyes in my toes. Maybe you do. Do you have eyes in your toes? Oh, so then you would be able to see your eyes up on your head using the eyes under your toes. Wouldn't that be fun? But Papa can't do that. Okay, so what is it that Papa's eyeballs are seeing? Now, eyeballs don't know when light bounces. They only know that light travels in a straight line. And so, now, my brain knows it, but my eyes don't know it. So what does it look like? It looks like the light that is coming from here was originally starting out over here, and it just goes in a straight line and it hits Papa's eyeballs. What about the light? Okay, that light is going to make this look like Papa's eyes or Papa's head in the mirror. Okay, well, let's go ahead and assume that I'm not just looking at my eyes, I'm looking at my toes. So some of the light is going to scatter off of my toes. It's going to strike the mirror and head right back. If you've got eyes in your toes, use them and wear flip-flops. But I don't have that. So that light doesn't ever reach my eyes. But this light, the light that is scattered from my toes, hits it at this angle up here and goes up here. That's going to reach my eyeballs. And that light is going to look to my eyeballs like it was coming from over here. And so it looks like in the mirror there's a Papa, and he looks like this. Toes down here, head up there. That's the way it's going to work with a flat mirror, like in a bathroom. Well, what about instead if we had a mirror that was curved? And let's say it's curved like this. This would be what would be referred to as a convex mirror. So it's sort of flexing outward. So that would look like the back of a spoon. If I was holding the spoon and looking at the back, that's what it would look like. Okay, what is Papa going to be able to see? Well, the light that is hitting Papa's eyes and is going straight over here, well, it's not flat there, so it's gonna fly off to the ceiling, and I'm never gonna see it. What is the light that is going to be seen by Papa's eyeballs? Well, if you look closely, there's going to be a flat surface right about here that's going to bounce the light straight back to Papa's eyes, and I'm going to see it. That's going to be seeing Papa's eyes. What about Papa's toes? Well, down here, there's going to be some light. It's going to be hitting surface over here, and then bouncing up to Papa's eyeballs. So, let me do that in purple. It's going to it'll show up better. Okay. Now again, Papa's eyeballs doesn't know that it's bending, so let's go ahead and say what I'm going to see here. If I was sending that light, it looks as though that light is coming from this direction. So Papa's head is right about there. And I'm not drawing this very well. Yeah, it's going to be closer. It'll appear closer to this. When you look in the back of a spoon, it's going to look closer there. Now, and you're going to see a littler Papa. Drawing is not the best, but we'll give me an equal effort. Okay, so it's going to look like there's a littler Papa there, but he's going to be right side up. Head up top here, feet down there. Now that's if I'm looking at the convex surface. What if I'm looking at the inside of a spoon? And that is going to be a concave mirror. It's going to look something like this. Well, once again, light's going to hit Papa's eyes, and where it's going to end up bouncing off is going to be somewhere down here. There's a flat surface right there that's aimed right at Papa's eyeballs. So light is going to bounce off down there and come straight back. So I'm going to see some of that light. What about the light that's on Papa's toes? Right here, some of that light is going to be bouncing, but down here, if it hits that, it's going to be flying off. But the light that's going to go back to my eyeballs is actually up here somewhere. And so I'm going to see that light bouncing off that mirror, and to my eyes, it's going to look like Papa's head is down there somewhere, and Papa's feet are up there. And that light is going to make it look like I'm upside down. So that is why when you look in a concave mirror, it's going to look like you're upside down and smaller. But I'll go ahead and mention that if you get closer to this mirror, there's a point in this mirror where light all would get focused. It's referred to as the focal point. And if you're standing further away, if you're looking from further away, you're going to look upside down and small. But if you get closer to that and your eye goes past the focal point, you're going to see yourself right side up, and you're going to see yourself big. You're going to see yourself gigantic. Why is that? Well, it's way cool. Cool doesn't have to be explained, it just has to be experienced. And when you see yourself huge, you can go out and stomp on an oil refinery or something like that. That sounds like fun. Okay, that's not really a good answer. I'll probably post another better answer to that later on. But I'll just go ahead and mention that you get closer to the focal point and you can see yourself pretty up close, and you look huge. So all to say that it was a good question. I appreciate trying to answer that. And just remember, when you're done playing with your parents' spoons, make sure if they're dirty, don't put them back in the drawer. Make sure you put them someplace, put them in the sink so they'll get washed.